So welcome to our last unit of vocabulary for the semester. We have Unit 7. I have enjoyed the stories from those of you who participated in Unit 5 and Unit 6. I wrote the stories to go along with the videos that I've shared. So this will be our last unit. It's going to be a little different in that I don't have access to my worksheet. Excuse me. That we would normally do. So what I'm going to do is introduce the words to you, and then I'll provide a link on our slide presentation for you to go to vocabtest.com and do some activities with synonyms and antonyms and completing the sentences. And then we'll have our I'm distracted by the birds. Crossword puzzle like we normally do, and then next week I will have your last video story. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. But this week you have 20 words for Unit 7. Number 1 is austere. So that means severe in manner. So think about the people who are very strict, who are always dressed just so, have a certain attitude about them, that they are very prim and proper at all times. Number 2, beneficent. You notice that prefix of bene, which always means good. So if you are doing beneficent acts, you are doing something that is good. You are helping others. And some of you may be doing things like your family goes grocery shopping for those who can't, or maybe you're doing yard work for others. That would be acts of beneficence. So it's the opposite of maleficent, if you like that movie from Disney. Number 3, cadaverous, resembling a corpse. So think about images you've seen of Holocaust survivors when their camps were freed. Number 4, concoct, to make up, and usually, as you see here, as a dish, it has something to do with food. You are concocting a recipe of some sort. Now you also hear it used in terms of stories when people are lying, like they concocted a story so they wouldn't get in trouble for cheating, for example. So it doesn't have to just be with food. Number 5, crass. Anything that, I have the word underlined here, that's just stupid. It's the inappropriate thing to say, the immature thing to do at the time could be labeled as crass. And number 6, debase, to lower in character, to degrade. You might debase yourself by stealing something from a friend. It's not something you would normally do, but for whatever reason you did this one time. You would be debasing your character. Number 7, desecrate. You often hear this in terms of graves or flags. You're contaminating it. You might be burning it. You might be putting graffiti on something. That would be desecrate. Number 8, disconcert, to confuse. This whole time period of remote learning has been disconcerting for some. They're confused. They don't know where to find things, don't know where to submit things, don't understand where their grades are coming from. So disconcert. Number 9, grandiose, absurdly exaggerated. You might show grandiose affection towards your parents when you want something. It's over the top. It's too much. Number 10, inconsequential is unimportant. Number 11, infraction is when you break a law or break a rule. Number 12, mitigate is to make something better, make it milder. You might mitigate pain by taking Advil or Tylenol. You might mitigate a muscle spasm by putting heat on it. So you're trying to make something better. Number 13, pillage is another word for to rob. You may have heard the term like pillage and plunder, that pirates would pillage and plunder other ships. And number 14, you have prate. That's when you speak in foolishness. It's silliness. It's a verb. It's kind of like the noun form of drivel. So the girls prated on and on about what they were going to wear to the dance. Like it's just, kind of silliness. Number 15, punctilious, very careful and exact. You might be punctilious about making sure you're on time everywhere you go. You might be punctilious about making sure you have answered all of the assigned questions. You might be punctilious about keeping your room clean. Number 16, redoubtable. Something that inspires fear or awe. So you may have had teachers that were redoubtable for you. Some of you work, and so you may have bosses that inspire fear or awe that you would describe as redoubtable. Number 17, to reprove is to scold. Some of your parents may reprove you for not cleaning up the kitchen or not cleaning it up all the way. You may have adults who reprove you for not turning in your assignments on time. Number 18, restitution. You sometimes hear this with legal proceedings where a judge asks someone to pay restitution. That could be financially through money, like if you've stolen something, you pay it back. It could be through your time, where you have to do community service. But it's basically when you've done something wrong, you provide restitution to try to make it right. Number 19, stalwart. Anyone that is very brave. You might use this to describe soldiers or doctors who are working with COVID patients right now, or nurses who are working on those same wards. So very stalwart. They're going to get the job done no matter the danger. Number 20, if you are vulnerable, you are unprotected. So this could be physically you're vulnerable, but it can also mean emotionally that you are susceptible to hurt. So this is our last unit, Unit 7. Again, because I don't have access to my worksheets, I will provide a link to vocabtest.com that has different activities with this particular unit. And you will also have a crossword puzzle. And I'll have the crossword puzzle deal more with synonyms and antonyms, since you can see those here, and the definitions. So I look forward to seeing your stories for this last unit. As always, email me if you have any questions. Thanks.